Hi, welcome back to Cardinal Rose Tarot. Welcome in for this probably kind of quick reading tonight. I'm currently down in a little tiny town called Floral City, Florida. I'm visiting my Uncle Skitch and my Aunt Ellen, and I'm really having a nice time. I'm going to try to upload a short little reading for us too. There's really no Wi-Fi here, so my signal's pretty weak, and I'm just going to try to upload this overnight after I go to bed, and we'll see if I can't get it to be available for you by the morning. I also just working with two decks here, all I have with me. This is a beautiful home. My aunt and uncle are God-fearing people. They go to the Church of Christ, and I didn't know how they would feel if they became aware that I brought in a whole bunch of tarot and oracle cards, right? I didn't know that they might not feel good about that. And I want to respect that I'm in their home. So I just brought a couple decks here, and we're going to just keep it simple, keep it short, and I hope you're doing well out there. The theme that kind of was coming through for me, and if you watch my channel, you know that I've been following the drama and the hidden true crime saga that's going on in the YouTube true crime community right now, and I've just been finding some of the conduct of the people involved in attacking this woman and accusing her of stalking, when actually it looks like they're the ones that have been stalking her and slandering her and smearing her name. And I've been getting into it with some of the main players in the comments. One in particular, her name is Megan Connor. She's a life coach, which that's fine. I don't have anything against coaching, but there are a lot of coaches out there that charge a lot of money for what they do with kind of questionable credentials, right? So people are allowed, among consenting adults, I don't care if you want to pay a life coach, go ahead. But the challenge I have with someone like Megan is that she is a double talker. She's doesn't answer questions, but is very polished and seeming just a gaslighter, I guess is what I'll say. And then I'm just going to leave it alone. But that's the theme that I think is going to be coming through, is truth telling, and being willing to be transparent, being willing to be truthful. If you have, if someone wants to come to you and ask you about your conduct, it's okay, I think, to just be transparent and truthful, especially if you have a position of power in your community like those people do. They have positions of power. So why not be transparent and truthful and upfront when someone arrives and asks you questions? As a social worker, that's what I do. If some stranger came up to me and didn't like what I was saying about something, and I was speaking as if I were an authority on that, and as somebody came and said, well, from what kind of authority are you speaking? Who are you accountable to? Where do you come from? What's your training? What's your background? Of course, I'm going to answer those questions. Anyone has a right, and being transparent is what you should be doing if you're trying to take a position of power, right? And that's what she's doing, trying to take a position of power as someone who's got the wisdom to coach other people and how to live. And thank you very much, and I'll take your $1,000 in exchange, right? Well, maybe you should know what you're talking about. If you're going to charge people, what's there to hide? And I've asked her many questions, and she won't share any of her training or credentials. Why not? It's because she doesn't like being confronted directly. And so her pride and her ego are in the way, and she doesn't want to answer questions or be transparent because she feels hurt in her ego that she's being called out into question. But she felt very comfortable asking me all kinds of questions that I'm happy to answer because I believe in transparency. So, maybe that's going to be the theme coming out here. Let's just see. What's going to be important for the collective to know here? One thing my family and I have been talking about, because they're on sort of the red side of the aisle, and I'm not even on a side of the aisle anymore because I'm an anarchist, but we've been talking this weekend as I came to visit about how it's just a sham. This has just become a total joke, this governing body that we have on both sides of the aisle. It's ridiculous. None of them are looking out for any of us. We all agree on that, and we've been agreeing on it all weekend, and they better be running, because once we're all agreeing, that's not good for them, right? So let's keep finding our way towards realizing we're not each other's enemy, and let's get those corrupt SOBs out of there. So what do we need to know in this collective? What's going to be important for us to know? So on the split, we have the Ten of Swords and the upright. So it could be betrayal or devastating loss could be the theme here for someone. Betrayal and loss, and being forced to surrender. Let's find out what this is all about. So, somebody made a choice to walk away from a player here and heal rather than keep being tangled up with this player. And you may have resisted walking away from them for a while, but it became pretty clear that they chose to betray you and step out on you. And so you felt forced to walk away, and you're now healing. That's what I'm seeing here. I'm also now kind of starting to have another message emerge, maybe for a second group of people, which is that you may be thinking it would be a mistake to walk away from this passionate person because they're healing, and you have been indecisive about it, okay? The vulnerability is an addiction. There's an addiction here, and you're very concerned about this addiction and this relationship and the way that it's been impacting you, and you feel that you've been deceived and lied to, and so you've really had a lot of confusion about what's actually real here in the situation because of the addiction and because there may have been some deception and lies happening. But in your strengths position, you're about to embark on something totally new, and you've been doing a lot of healing. You might be someone who people think of as like an earth angel, somebody who's very healed or very warm, very nurturing. It doesn't have to be, though. You might just be in a healing time in your life. You were in love, but this person now feels like they deceived you and they lied to you, and you feel that totally betrayed, and that not only did this person betray you and lie to you, but they may have, God, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to say this. There might have been some people that were feeling plotted against by their loved one, like that their loved one was actively planning to harm them. Okay, I'm sorry. That came through kind of channeled. I don't know what else there may be that's going to come out about that. But that's coming through right now, that they may have been working against you to harm you, and that's why you felt so betrayed. That's this 10 of Swords. This is like being stabbed in the back, literally. And you might be finding this out, that this person paid someone to harm you. Okay, I'm sorry to be talking about that here, but that's what's coming through. Is that accurate? What do you need to know? Because you might be in a position right now where you're quite confused about what actually has happened and what's real and what isn't. This is a love betrayal, a betrayal by a lover, though, that was in an addictive process. And they may have been creating a lot of illusion around you and lying to you, but the truth has come out. And not only has it come out that they're in an addictive process, I think what's coming through is that they were working against you to harm you in some way. What is this? Be tender with your inner child. And this is could be seen as a child, a page of pentacles. So let's find more out about this. Inject chaos into the situation. Dragon energy is needed to end stagnation. So you may need to take action at this point, and it may need to be bold action of some kind, like a courageous, bold action that a youthful, vibrant young person would do, right? Somebody young that may be considered even foolish. But what it's saying is that maybe you need to make that move, right? Make a move here. What else? Let go of your timeline, trust the natural flow of nature, and patience. So you may need to take some bold steps and then let go and allow the steps that you took to unfold and have for their action to go. And then guard yourself, guard your inner vein of gold, shield yourself, shield your energy, protect yourself. Let go of your timeline and make the moves that you need to make to protect yourself and to maybe shake things up. What I'm picking up on is that you might be working to trick these people or to fool them now that you're on to them. Like you might be doing something like not letting on that you know, right? That they've been plotting or watching you or stalking, and you're not letting on that you know you're acting innocent, but you do know. And now you're taking steps to protect yourself and maybe even return to sender or something, right? What is this about? What did we pick up on here? What was the illusion and the betrayal? Addiction is involved here with the Nine of Cups in the reverse, but what else? Because addiction is not necessarily personal. Addiction is a disease. It can feel very personal, right? But if somebody's in an addictive process, one thing they'll tell you over and over again is it doesn't feel like a choice. I don't feel like I'm choosing anymore. The addiction is running me, right? I'm not in control anymore. I'm doing things that I know I can't seem to stop, and I don't know why. It's because your pathways of your survival pathways in your brain have been hijacked by the addiction. And so now you're doing addictive things that you know could kill you, and you can't figure out why you can't stop. That's the disease. That's the disease. That's it right there, right? That's not personal, right? If you're in love with someone that's caught up in that disease, it can feel personal, like you're choosing to keep drinking instead of quit and be with me. And it's what the addicted person can never seem to get across is it's not a choice. I'm out of control. My choice doesn't matter anymore. It's the addiction running me. That's what I'm hearing here. Is that what this is? What was the addiction and the betrayal? Or what was the betrayal and the illusion? I have a feeling that it was cheating, but it might not be. What was the affair and the illusion? Or I'm sorry, what was the illusion and the betrayal? Well, we have a King of Cups in the reverse, so that again strikes me as being deceitful about matters of the heart, not telling you the truth. King of Cups is already kind of a secretive, keeping his cards close, kind of masculine energy. And then in the reverse, we're talking like deceptive, liar, right? Lying about their emotions, lying about their motives. What else? What was the deception and the illusion here? He was spying on you for one thing. Someone has been watching you and monitoring you, spying, sending illusion your way to confuse you. You've seen through that though. I mean, that's what this is saying, is that the illusion is over. They're busted. You're onto them. What they were doing is monitoring you for some reason and creating illusion around you. What were they doing and why? Why were they doing this? out and you found it. You may have been suspecting it for a long time and you were disappointed to find out, but now you know. I sense that you're glad to know. What were they spying on you for? What were they monitoring you about? They were trying to steal from you. On the split is the Seven of Swords. They were watching you in order to steal from you. And what my uncle was just talking about, and what is coming through, he's been talking about it all weekend, is getting rolled, and the times that he got rolled when he was in combat in Vietnam, and would go out on leave and be in cities and various cities, and being warned away from certain parts of town where you would get jumped and rolled by local people, right? It's something like that. It's like you've become aware that people were watching you and maybe setting you up. With the Seven of Cups in the reverse, they were watching you and they were setting you up for something, to take some kind of a fall. On the split is the Thief. They were maybe going to steal from you and get over on you in some way. They also were going to try to block you and stop you in some way from something. What was it about? What were they spying on you and trying to steal from you? What were they trying to steal? Your destiny. Someone was trying to destiny swap with you. Someone was trying to steal what's coming for you. They were trying to destiny swap with you. They've been working and working and working, but they've not succeeded, and they're not going to succeed. Because what's coming for you is victory and single, sexy, abundant future. This is what's going on. The people that were acting against you might have been a couple, because now we have a Queen of Wands in the reverse and we had that King of Cups in the reverse. So those are people that do spell work, destiny swapping, right? A Queen of Wands in the reverse would be, or else a mean girl, right? Like a Regina George. Could be someone like a Queen of Wands in reverse, really popular, but really vicious and mean-spirited. But there was positive news on the horizon, and so there's an opportunity coming for you, and I think that's partly what they were trying to take. So let's find out what that is, so you'll know if this is your reading. They were trying to steal your destiny. They were trying to steal what's coming for you. They were trying to block you. They didn't succeed, though. They've been at it for a long time, working at it for a long time. The Seven of Pentacles indicates working and working and working and not succeeding and not getting anywhere, and they haven't been succeeding in what they were doing. What's the opportunity that they were trying to steal from you? They know you have a destiny that's very positive that they want. What is it? They don't want you to fully arrive in your throne and rise to emperor status that's meant for you, to rise to this level. An emperor is a very powerful leader, very protective, very trusted, very powerful, very grounded, very stable. At his worst, he can be rigid and controlling and like a brutal despot, right? Or a dictator, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about you have all kinds of power and authority coming towards you, and they were trying to take it from you. They were trying to disempower you in some way. But what else are we? What's coming for you? What's the opportunity that's coming from you? He doesn't want you to have it. Here he is. Yeah, again. They don't want you to have this, whatever it is. It's all here. I'm trying to find out what it is. This is just more confirmation that they don't want you to have this opportunity and feel abundant success. It's a lover, but it's like a hater. It's like a hater. It's someone that love hates you, like an ex partner, possibly for some of you. They want you to be abandoned. They don't want you to receive a proposal, potentially, or an offer here. For some people, it's an offer, an opportunity for like a new job, possibly, or a monetary offer. For some of you, though, it's a wedding, like a proposal, like a marriage. If you're this Nine of Pentacles energy, someone wants to come in and give you the final 10th pentacle, make a solid woman out of you, right? Or man, whichever. Someone doesn't want this for you. It's somebody hostile, like an ex. They don't want you to have this. They're watching, and they were trying to set you up and try to get you to walk away from this and maybe think that it was fake or not real. Okay? That's what they're trying to do. They see that you have a new beginning coming. They're covetous of it. They don't want you to have this new beginning. They're very covetous of it. You're defending, or you're going to have to defend it. Or they're acting against you as we speak, right? Trying to plot and catch you up in something. It's come to light. You are defending yourself successfully from it and walking away from these spies and these thieves that were trying to steal from you. You're defending your new beginning. That's what you're doing. What is it? I'm so curious. Incoming communication about it. What is the incoming news? You're going to be getting incoming news about this opportunity. I'm so curious what it is. It's coming in quickly. What is it? What's the opportunity, Spirit? It's very exciting. These people are haters. Look at them. They're all in the reverse. It's like, we don't want her to have this. We don't want her to be offered that. We want everybody to walk away from them. We're going to keep spying on her, right? It's like all that. That's really obnoxious. What's the Eight of Wands coming in? You're going to find out about what they've been doing, how they've been working against you, how they've been fighting against your new beginning and to try to take it. They've been trying to steal it. You're going to be hearing from a King of Pentacles, maybe who's going to be coming in and making you this offer. This Knight, this King of Cups in the reverse, this spy, they don't want this to be happening. They don't want this King of Pentacles to be arriving. They're trying to prevent it. They're trying to cause conflict so that he can't show up. It's love for some people, and for other people it's an opportunity and for money and wealth. You might find out that there's someone that lied to this King of Pentacles about you. We've had a Queen of Wands in the reverse, and now we've got a Queen of Swords in the reverse. So there's been a group of people that didn't want this to happen. They wanted you to be alone. And if you go within, you'll know that this is true. This is going to be resonating for someone already. I'm picking up kind of as I'm reading this that it's like someone is hearing me as I'm saying this, almost like in a parallel reality. I'm like, oh my God, I knew it. And catching this reading. And it's like I'm seeing you watch my reading or something in my mind's eye and feeling really witnessed and confirmed. What else do we need to know? What do you need to know about the opportunity before we wrap this up? What about this King of Pentacles in the upright? You're going to be hearing from him. You're going to find out about a lie as well. A liar. Or a lie that was told about you. Yeah. Someone may have lied to this king and said that they were pregnant with mother and child here. You're almost there. This is almost over. Keep going because you're about to find out a bunch of information. Are you receiving the same level of devotion that you're offering? So it's a good question to be asking yourself in a situation. And harness the power of poison to heal. So you realized you needed to walk away. Someone might have been lying to you about someone or whatever. So what I'm going to do now is, because I feel like I'm starting to feel a bunch of different messages branching off of this, and I can't follow all of those leads because I don't have the cards and I don't have the signal, and I want to respect also that I'm in someone else's home and I don't know how they would feel about me doing this. So what's some final advice for you when this opportunity arrives? What's some final advice when this opportunity arrives that they've been trying so hard to prevent? What's the final advice for you? as this opportunity arrives, because it's going to be an opportunity, but you're also going to be finding out a bunch of news. Oops. So what's some good advice for you now that we knew these people are trying to steal your future for themselves and sabotage you for some reason? Lies were told, betrayal, spying. There's a potential theft of something. Total betrayal. I mean, that's basically what it is. Some advice for you to close this out. Yeah, you don't have anything to worry about. The worst is over. This person lied. They were a player. I don't know how or what that has to do with the group, but the lesson has taught you to learn to trust your inner intuition here and follow your own wisdom. That's been the lesson. The advice for you is just to keep focusing on your own work and don't worry about these people that were plotting against you and attempting to steal, because you're going to be just fine. This is where you're headed, is your stability from doing your work back into an equilibrium and stable place. They may have knocked you off center for a minute. That's where you're heading. Just focus on your own work. That's all you need to do. That's kind of a boring ending. It's not very satisfying. What else about the Nine of Pentacles? Like, where the energy is headed? What do you have to look forward to, please? Anything positive? Like, what's in store? Nobody wants to just keep doing your work. It's all going to get better eventually. That's not comforting enough. I'm sorry, Spirit. What else? What do you have to look forward to? Rest. Independence. Rest. An end of feeling stuck, an end of feeling trapped and caught up in something with this plot. They were plotting against you. That's going to be over. You're going to feel back in business, back in the saddle, right? Back in your independent energy where you don't have anything to fear. You're no longer feeling trapped. What else? The end of the illusion. That was the very center of the very first to attract us. The illusion is over. The conflict is over. Feeling paralyzed and stuck and trapped is over. It's just repeating itself now. It's not going to reveal anymore. All right. Any final message for you before we go? The horrible situation's over. That's what you need to know. You have that to look forward to, that this is over with, and maybe you just desperately needed to hear it, that this is not going to keep going on and on. You're about to find out that it's over. So that's good news for someone out there. Final messages, Spirit? Keep your torch lit, because like we just said, it's almost over. Clear your energy, cleanse your energy, smudge yourself, do a little getaway like I just did. Go be with people that love me, right? Laugh, like we just said, be around people that make you laugh, be around people that make you happy. Laughter is good medicine. Cleanse your energy from these haters and from that theft, and keep your own light lit. Follow your own inner light like that hermit. Follow your own follow your own lantern, right? And one more. Plant Kingdom should be included in addressing this. So I would smudge for sure. Cleanse your energy, smudge your energy, light a candle, laugh. The worst is over. It's all over. You're going to be getting the confirmation, and it's going to be what you suspected. But the worst is over, right? And the confirmation is going to feel validating and like a relief, because you'll see that you weren't crazy, that these people have been plotting, that you were right. And you're going to be okay. They didn't succeed. The illusion's over, and you're about to get major confirmation. So thank you so much for being here. I hope that this helped you, and I'll see you in the next one.